Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back, and we got another fun series on our way. Although maybe not as dominant as the first one, but 100x versus TBA continues to not disappoint. We're should get into it here by Cubby and Magical. Magical, I gotta say, I'm having a lot of fun here so far, and I think 100x are too.
Oh yeah, I would have a lot of fun. Winning is fun. That's just usually how it goes.
Yeah, Wukong, Sivir, Yumi, first three, never again. Please, not on this patch. Never want to see it. That is illegal. You should never give away those three picks to any team on this patch. That is, no.
Cubby, you were legitimately starting to sound like me.
Yeah,
I think I've infected you.
I know. I mean, let's be real. Cubby disease has infected the Academy casters. You see Joshi's tweet about Spawn? That's definitely my fault. I apologize.
It hasn't affected me yet.
Oh, you've had it the entire time. Don't worry.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Magical, I think your mind is absolutely impenetrable with any of the thoughts besides your own personal. That's my opinion.
Of my mind are an enigma.
Nice.
I think I do actually have to beat on that. It's definitely more of a the inner mechanisms of my mind are an enigma. I don't know. I think it's pretty solid up there. But hey, let's talk about not so much my prowess, but maybe your own brain power as well. As we have another fun segment in front of us.
Is it?
We're gonna do a player spelling bee. Cubby, are you excited?
No.
Come on, guys, you don't like spelling things, but it's really easy, real simple. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the full name of a player that's currently in this series. All you guys got to do is spell their name, and then afterwards, guess who the name belongs to based on their IGN. It's going to be real simple. Okay, all right, I'll go ahead and bring up your stuff. So,
oh God.
Now, we're gonna start things off by something real simple. Okay. We have your names above you. Now, I'm going to spell things out directly as you give them to me, all right? Cubby, I'll start off with you. The name is Shane Higginbotham. Shane Higginbotham.
Shane, S-H-A-N-E.
Yeah.
And then H-I-G-G-E-N. Bottom. B-O-T-T-O-M.
I should probably hide Magical's thing so that we can see it.
Yeah, there you go.
And then B-O-T-H-A-M, you said?
You said Higginbottom?
Higginbotham, I said.
Botham. Okay,
Yeah.
I heard bottom. My bad. I'm glad I
Okay,
asked.
cool.
Can you use it in a sentence? No, I'm kidding. It would be B-O-T-H-E-M.
Okay, B-O-T-H-E-M.
Can you say it one more time, the last name for me?
Sure. Shane Higginbotham.
Them. Yeah, T-H-E-M.
Okay, Shane Higginbotham. Okay, cool.
Crap, whose name's Shane? I know this.
Okay. Shane Higginbotham. Now, who does this belong to is the question.
It is not the leader of 100 Next. It is the shot caller for TBA, and that would be Kitsuo.
That is incorrect.
Sorry, Kitsuo. I betrayed you.
Okay, I'll be honest. That last name is Acadian. Like, I know that, but I thought his name was different.
Close,
I didn't think his name was Shane.
So this is definitely gonna trip you guys up.
It's gotta be ones.
I knew it would too. Okay. This is the name of TC Porsche.
Oh, is it really?
I knew it. I knew it was a US team member. That's.
I'm like 100% sure that Acadian's last name is also Higginbotham.
It is so here's the thing. Katie's last name is Higginbottom. Shane's last name is Higginbotham. And that's the confusing part.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. If we have a chance, we didn't get to fly it before. Can we maybe fly the Porsche player card? As I know we have that one. We could show off some fun facts for Porsche.
In fact, let's find a little bit more about Porsche, just to see as he's the new sub end. We'll see it a little bit afterwards. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So next player up is
sorry, Porsche.
Magical. Ryan Sohara.
Well, I'm gonna get it's Ryan. So.
Rayan. Sorry, Rayan
Rayan.
Sohara.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he gets these.
I mean, so Rayan, R-A.
Is it easy or not? I don't know.
I mean, that's how R-A-Y-A-N.
Yeah.
Then what's the last name again?
Sohara.
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 S-O-U-R-A.
Okay, S-O-U-R-A. Okay. Ryan Sohara, I believe I said. Now, who does the name belong to? Now, you're both allowed to guess this.
I know. So Mad Magical gets to go first. This one's easy.
Okay.
It was also spelled wrong. It is Rayan. And
Wait,
this would belong to.
Is that not what I wrote? R-A-Y-A-N?
No, it's E. There's an E in there.
Oh, it's an E?
Yeah, and not to mention the last name is just absolutely butchered. But
is it?
you know,
I'm not surprised by that.
It is Sniper. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it is Sniper indeed. By the way, actually, it is Rayan, Cubby, because I got this from LOL Esports. So that is how they spell it. If LOL Esports is wrong, then Sniper, you gotta let them know. But it is in that.
Hey, I wasn't that far off with the last name. I was off by a letter.
I suck.
Get good.
That's
fine.
What did I do to you to force us to do a spelling bee? I'm sorry.
I just thought it'd be fun. You know, we get to learn a little bit more about these players.
It is fun.
Names,
it's fun for everyone but us. I respect it.
All right, now, Cubby, I'm gonna be really mean to you here.
Great.
Okay.
This is what happens when you poke the bear, man. This is what happens.
And I'm sorry, I'm gonna continue to poke
Sierra
the bear.
Desk prepared me for this. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. The name is Abdumales Fahad. Abdumales Fahad is the name of the third player.
I believe it's Masu.
Wow, that's the good guess. But you gotta spell it first, Cubby. You're jumping the gun.
Yeah,
come on now.
You know what?
The bear
I tried
can't cross the creek without swimming across it.
Tried to find a loophole. Could you say it one more time?
Sure, Abdumales Fahad.
Abdumales. A-B-D-U.
A-B-D-U.
Abdumales. I'm just gonna just spell it. M.
Sure.
So A-B-D-U-M-A-L-A-S. And then can you spell the last name?
Fahad.
Fahad. F-A-H-A-D.
F-A-H-A-D. Production, can we reveal the name right below?
I'll see how close it is.
And show Cubby how
close was I?
Close he was. Look, so...
Oh, Malik. Oh, okay.
I heard Malik too.
I didn't hear the Malik. Okay, this is acceptable actually. Okay, so Masu is, I believe, from Iraq or Iran, and is 17. And honestly, I think it's been a really impressive marksman for the first split competing in PG, much like Wenz. But of course, Wenz being on 100 next, you know, they get their pick of the litter when it comes to prospects. I think Masu has really been someone that has emerged, someone that Porsche spoke very highly of as well. I was talking with him, talking about some of his new teammates. So hopefully we can see Masu step up in the next one. And I didn't do too bad. I am proud of myself on that one. We take those.
I'm proud of you both as well. Yeah, you guys are doing a really good job. I'm really happy with the results that you currently provided. Cool. Yeah. Which, by the way, with that too, if we could, I did still want to try to roll the Porsche graphic if we had it, production, just to be able to give you the fun fact that I believe Cubby linked to earlier.
Yes.
Look at that. Oh, Porsche right here. Versus challenger of the 8 of 14. He's in Danny's profile picture at Twitter, by the way. I don't know if you know, they are friends.
You also you have a story about this.
I do. So after CLOL, right when we were outside getting free in and out, thank you, Riot Games. I
wasn't happy about that because I can't eat beef, so I wasn't able to eat that.
True. Well, hey, it sucks to suck. But anyways, Danny actually came down to the studio to Guam. And I went up to Danny and I was like, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. My name is Rish. And then he said, my name is Danny. And I was like, I know, you're Danny. That's it, though.
His name's not even Danny. It's just his IGN, you know. So that's good.
Well, I mean, he said his name was Danny, but my name's not Danny. Your name's not Danny. But we'll see if anybody can become like Danny as you head into the second game of this series, potentially the final game of the day. So, Cubby, let's see what y'all got. And Magical.
There we go. I was about to say, what about me? Am I just...
You know what?
Leftover stale bread here? I don't know.
I think I got to match my co-caster here. So
Yeah,
we're gonna free
the
things up
idea
here
I was
as we
going
get
for
later
here
in the
is
day.
that I got, last minute subbed in. I was at the beach, and then
Summer
I
vibes.
then I just completely forgot to even go over that story because I saw the hex tech box I had on the floor and decided to go with that instead. It's just me being me, where I get distracted by things easily.
Talking through the thought process of Mad Magical. I respect it. Hey, we survived the spelling bee with our brands intact. Let's go. I feel like that's a big dub for us.
You know what that is? And speaking of big dubs, we have this second game that we got to get into. Renata Glosk was actually taken first, so the immediate answer is a Lucian Nami because Callista still wide open.
I mean, you got to figure it's a Callista here. Unless they're going to switch things up and maybe go for that Draven. We have seen Draven emerge as a counter pick into both Callista. And we have seen Draven emerge as a counter pick into Lucian. So that could be an option. I got to say, I know that Team Pending and Kitsuo, like, he's happy to play the Lee Sin into the Wukong. I think the Kitsuo did find some winning angles where he can skirmish the Lee Sin into the Wukong, but I love Wukong. Wukong is so powerful. He's still OP on this patch. When this champion gets level 9, Divine Sunder, your ability to team fight for the rest of the game, it's absurd. And the fact that 100 Thieves get it again, very strong this game, but Team Pending this time around have a little bit more range and more zone control in their early draft with this Lucian, Nami, Trundle. A couple more scaling elements to try and match 100 Thieves next.
So I do like this. It's definitely a different look than we saw. That it's still got the early game expected bot lane, still got something that's got some power in the earlier stages of the game. But as you said, does also have some good scaling elements to it. Lucian, people always forget, does actually scale pretty decently into the game.
Yep.
Trundle, great front line that can get a lot of resistance as well. On the other side, 100 Thieves next really are, to me, look like they're drafting around the mid game. They're drafting around trying to win this game by that 25-30 minute mark.
And not only that, but also when you show Callista Renata, I always love to see, especially on blue side, when you invade for enemy camps. So I want to see if they take a mid laner that has some priority. Maybe that's why Robbie Bob is banning out the Rise, as that's a champion that he usually pilots. But looking at Robbie Bob's pool, we'll see. It could easily be a Corki again for him, as it would be a lot of poke. A little bit more ability to control the range.
Silence.
No.
We forgot about him. He was banned before.
Man. I should have known. The Rise ban gave it away. I did not respect the Robbie Bob Silas, guys, as it's not his most played. He has 2 plays on it this split, but it is a champ that he can pilot. But Dark Wings, this Cassiopeia, the biggest highlight play that we had last year in Academy. Last split. It was the Cassiopeia 1v4. We've seen Cassio be played in the Silas very successfully. I gotta say, in isolation, I like this matchup. But Team Pending with Trundle, with Lucian Nami, do have ways to deal with Cassiopeia.
This is true. There are ways to actually punish the fact that she's not the most ranged champion. She has only a little bit, so if you can jump on top of her. But it does deny Lucian and Silas, which is kind of what I do like about drafting.
We see Fiora.
And, do we see Fiora? But it's hard to say, because Cypher playing Gwen, Porsche, Gangplank is his most played.
Okay.
That is the comfort champion. That's why I'm like, we could see the Fiora, but it's Porsche, so I expected the Gangplank.
This might be, I think this is the first look I've seen of Gangplank on 12-14. Of course, he did have the changes where they took some of the power out of his early game, and they changed the scaling so that his passive and barrels now scale off of crit. So if you don't build crit, you're trolling, which this champ should be like a mid to late game champion. The fact that you won early game, chilled mid game, and then were Thanos late game was not cool. So if anyone's going to be able to pilot the no GP, it's got to be Porsche. You called him out for his highlights back in Super League. You were casting that before I was even casting this game. Porsche's been playing for that long despite only being 18 years old, and his GP is his best champion. So see if Porsche can utilize that R5. And I gotta say, GP is really good into the Compton 100 Thieves Next is showing here.
It is. I like it. There's a lot of low range on the other side that's going to struggle to get rid of a lot of those barrels as well. And then you
Cassiopeia in the GP sounds terrible.
Exactly. All this stuff just sounds bad for 100 Thieves Next, but they are our #1 amateur seed for a reason. 100 Thieves Next have been able to find ways, especially when it comes to the macro. So when we get into this game, when we dive onto the Rift, it is all or nothing for TBA. This is do or die as best you can have when you're down 1 game in a best of 3, and the winner of this series will continue in the Proving Grounds, while the loser will be knocked down and be the second team that hit the graveyard alongside Golden Guardians Academy.
Hold on, my magical. Okay, never mind.
That's a nice word.
We almost had your wish come true. I'm
That's
sorry.
shenaniganeries, almost. Almost.
See who they give that over to, as it will be Lens. If you give it over to a solo laner, you are able to net an early level 2. Not the case, though.
I thought they'd want that for Dark Wings, at least.
Yeah, potentially. I will say, one thing for Silas, the ults this game aren't bad, but they aren't great if you are Silas. So it's not like, you're grabbing stuff like Gnar ult, Leona ult. It's just going to be some decent options. And it does look like Fate's Call, or I should say, the item Callista Spear. What is that?
The Black Spear.
Black Spear. There we go. Yeah.
So, I disagree with you on this.
Fate's Call.
I disagree with you on this. I think that there are actually fantastic ults for them, for Robbie Bob to grab, because of
Cassio's is good.
Well, and the thing is, Cyclone, I think, is good, too. I think the hostile takeover is good. Not because they're actually, like, that great on Silas, but because of what the composition of 100 Thieves wants to do, which is very low ranged.
Yeah, hostile takeover is a good shout, as that is one they can try and look to take advantage of, as see the early landing for Lens and Sword. So you're going to utilize this Callista and Renata to get some priority. You can already see Wukong pathing top to bot. It's going to be matched by Kitsuo. So we will see if there's any fight over the bot side camps for 100 Thieves next. Gotta say, 100 Thieves next. I think the earlier stages of the game more important to them here. And we're going to have to see if they can read their win cons as well as they did in Game 1 for Game 2. They are a bit different, but they just need to hit earlier spikes, see if they're up to it.
Yeah, and the fact that you have good scaling options this time around for TBA, even if they had some last game, they are more the team that will get scarier and scarier if nothing happens in the earlier stages of the game. Puts that pressure onto 100 Thieves next to find those plays, to be the team that is trying to force the issue, especially around neutral objectives.
And Kitsuo actually ripping through his jungle here. So we'll deny the bot side camps from the Wukong. That's big. Crab's still going to be available, though, for Fnatic, because it is shoved in all 3 lanes early on for 100 Thieves next. But, hey, as long as TBA is just picking up the CS, no harm, no foul.
Exactly. They are a team that can play passively early on into the game. Obviously, you don't want to just give up everything, but there's no real rush for them to be super proactive. Just reactionary for the early stages of the game. Catch these minions, catch some gold. Maybe even try to see if he can steal away to Scuttle Crab or 2.
And just to remind... Oh, no way.
Oh, he stole it. I called it.
God. It's tragic. Now, Dark Wings is in trouble.
Dark Wings is, but he's already popped Ghost. So he will be fine. Kitsuo showing his face. And all right, not going to be able to kill Robbie Bot right now. But bot lane, there's a lot of action going in with the cleanse coming in from Masu to be able to survive. But Lens, he has that bailout on top of him. Won't actually push the issue any further.
Kitsuo gets a double crab. And this is a dynamite start for the Trundle. And getting 2 crabs into Wukong in this matchup, especially with the shoving lanes, 100 Thieves next, that's not supposed to happen.
Oh, Robbie Bob, that's not what you want to go for. You want to go
out of mana.
Yeah, well, the Darkwing's out of mana. But
yeah.
It's still risky when you're sitting on top of an early miasma. It still does a lot more damage than people respect.
It's early. Robbie Bob had it calculated, as Robbie Bob's someone that I think was a huge part of UST's run and the success of Team Pending early on. No, we haven't really talked about Robbie Bob a ton yet, but this guy in control mages and his champion pool, I mean, his Vigard, very clean.
I'm sad it was
see the Silas in this one. Yeah. But Robbie Bob, he's always had this deep champion pool in amateur, kind of been an amateur journeyman. Competed on a lot of teams that never really made it to scouting grounds and have the solo queue achievements either, but is someone that has won lands at the amateur and collegiate level. Someone that was a big part of UST's run, with the meta really being in his wheelhouse, and UST and Robbie Bob cashing in on that.
At the moment, I'm also looking at how the junglers are going to be. We focus a lot on this top side of the map, and Fnatic is here to try to see if he can answer Porsche playing aggressively into Sniper. There's a lot of damage trading back and forth, but Sniper will snip down the competition.
And Porsche, some of those early GP nerfs maybe hurting him a bit there, as that's huge because TP was burned by both of our top laners. So Porsche has to walk back, Sniper can crash the next wave, and TBA is not able to respond on the bot side. So we'll see if Kitsuo is able to mess with Sniper top. He's sprinting up there.
And see, what we didn't see last game was this top lane focus that we're seeing it now. Porsche had TP'd back into lane in order to, previously, before that, to actually get something. So now Kitsuo gonna look to chase Sniper back over towards Porsche. The Sniper just knows he's dead. Like, all right, might as well get a plate for myself, get something. Might get kill over to Porsche, there's gonna be parlay for it.
Well done. Good response from TBA, as they'll be able to crash that wave. Actually, advantage Porsche on the back half, so we'll see. Nice flash, Fnatic.
That was a nice flash, but the flash away from Kim down. Got himself in a bad position, but mid lane. Going to be a petrifying gaze that was stolen away by Robbie Bob with that cannon barrage, but Darkwing survives. They see the bot lane was not intact and that sword was on its way.
Optimistic ult from Porsche. Maybe if that comes in earlier, you get the flash out of Darkwings, but like how Darkwings did stay strong holding that. As TBA actually has good push in the mid lane. Going to try and use it to take away the Raptor camp of Fnatic, and Kitsuo again playing with priority very well.
I sniped a little bit of that experience away so he can have a level 5 to better contend against Kitsuo, who was trying to invade those chicken nuggets, as you had called out, Cubby. Now that they've both got corralled, they're both running away for the hills. Gonna be 100 Thieves next bot lane that shows up. Has a little bit of priority to help contest against the Scuttle Crab. Well, Robbie Bob is in a bad position. That's going to be a petrifying gaze. The flash coming in. He's got the change, but not enough damage. The bailout would have saved Darkwing's life anyways.
Yeah, that flash from Robbie Bob, not necessary as you called out, Mad Magical. That bailout would have made the point not worth. But a great turn from Darkwings as the Crab does go to the way of Kitsuo. That might be enough to actually prevent Dragon from being started again. Dragon on this patch, a lot more health. We've seen that actually slow down the pace of the game. As in order to take an early Dragon, you need more than just the jungler. You need lane help as well. You will get a replay, so you got the big Raptor. Okay, Fnatic won. That's some mental damage dealt the side of TBA.
Too. If you look bot lane where Masu's standing right
Good
now,
call.
It's very pushed in, so he can't rotate in time.
And that's off of Fnatic forcing Kim down out. He had to reset after he burned his flash, so this helps 100 Thieves next. The bot lane rotate in, enables them to hit this play. Darklings hits a beautiful ultimate, and Robbie Bob goes down.
Yeah, Robbie Bob, he wanted to at least get a 1-for-1 there. I respect it, because if I was in a given position, I'd want to play aggressively too. Sometimes you gotta cut your losses, understand that that play was not going to work out. There's too many members of 100 Thieves next nearby. Thankfully for them, Masu actually was the one to take Scuttle Crab right after the play, which denied the Dragon, going into the hands of 100 Thieves next. So, across the map, TBA still do have a foothold. They might be behind a little bit in gold, but they're able to combat against 100 Thieves next.
Oh, Fang gets the blue buff.
That's unfortunate.
Hold on.
That was unfortunate, but now it's traded ults. Beyblades, who's got the better Beyblades? It's going to look at the moment like it might be Robbie Bob. He's got the chains to connect with Obscon abduction. He's got Darkwing flashing away from him. Him down is there. No bubble even attempted, unfortunately.
I think that with the Q move speed, that flash, he just got out of the range of the Silas slow on the first part of Q, but still big because they burned the flash of Darkwings and the ult of Fnatic. That's enough with the bot lane and TBA showing to take Herald. And 100 Thieves next. At the moment, they're rotating to contest. There's no one in bot lane. I think the Lens needs to head bot as okay. Hold on, Sniper trying to save it.
Spot, that needle work, but here's the Cavalry to save the day. They've got a battle out on top of Porsche. Or do they? No, they don't.
Calculated.
It's their team. Porsche is calculating that one pretty well. They got to make sure they can secure this eye beforehand. No smite. Who does it go over to? It is going to be TBA who pick it up. But now they got to get out of here. Hostile takeover, cutting off the retreat, splitting the fight in half. As Kitsuo can't even get to the eye. Nobody can. They're all completely cordoned away.
No way. Local gold's the only win. And that rotation from 100 Thieves next, that's coming up. It's actually worth it. You deny Shelly. Bot waves a handshake. Who cares? We're able to make sure that objective doesn't go over to the hands of TBA, who, to be fair to TBA, they're showing a lot more fight in this game. I think their draft, it gave them winning angles for Kitsuo to still try and skirmish Fnatic, but they have more scaling elements in this one too, Mad Magical. This was a draft where we're really looking for 100 Thieves next to hit this mid-game hard. Utilize some of their winning lanes early to get advantages. It is a 1k gold lead for them. TBA backs up against the wall, showing more fight.
The fact that they have gotten, even if they didn't pick up the eye, they've gotten the first neutral objective of the game. Will put TBA in a pretty good position. We got to take a look at the gold and who has the leads right now. It is actually the top lane. When you see how big of a CS lead there is, it makes a lot of sense.
And there has been some attention put up here, but again, Sniper on this Gwen. Oh, gets the barrel from Porsche too. Sniper really flexing some of his young muscle in this matchup.
In those sweet spots.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful stuff from Sniper. As we will see what ends up happening. I expect top lane to be quiet. Next point of interest is going to be the Dragon here for both teams. And 100 Thieves next still have that advantage in the bot lane. I think the big break point for Lucian Nami is actually when that Imperial Mandate comes in. Lucian gets a lot of power off of that item on the Nami, so we will see if they can utilize that. But at the moment, it is Fnatic showing top. This enables TBA to start the dragon. We might have a trade as Porsche trying to clear the wave.
Gonna clear the wave. Oh no, Sniper was able to deny that. So the Cyclone, that TP, it might be too late to save Porsche's life, or it does it. Robbie Bob was able to at least deny. He's stolen the needlework. He could go for a further play, but he knew that Darkwings was on his way. So TBA saving Porsche and gaining the dragon.
Huge play for TBA. It really feels like the most positive one we've seen from them in this series, as Robbie Bob, that TP, I don't know if it was necessary. I think the dive was already botched by 100 Thieves next, but it sure as hell dissuades them from going any further. And it will be Porsche just TPing mid, so no waves lost either. And a free dragon for TBA as they find something on the map, and really starting to give 100 Thieves next to go a little bit in this game too, trying to push it to 3.
The only time that these two teams faced each other was a 2-0 for 100 Thieves next. Technically, all 3 games have been 100 Thieves' favor, but now, in this 4th game, Darkwings falls and TBA looking a lot stronger than they had in the past.
Oh, bot, sword,
okay,
trade balls, nice buffer.
You're going to be the knock upon him down, sacrificing the fish so that your ADC can survive.
Beautiful from Sword right when that tidal wave hit. He throws out the hostile takeover. That takes over the bot lane 2v2. As 100 Thieves, that's a lot of plates now that will go over to the Callista. As all the skirmishing on the top side of the map, it has come up somewhat even. And honestly, I still think it's in favor of 100 next, because look at the CS difference in the top lane.
Massive CS difference as well. Riftmaker already completed one of the big power spikes of Gwen. But we take a look at this bot lane play. As you called out, it was a really good read out of Sword.
Yeah, and of course, if you are going to play support in the 100 Thieves organization, it is required that you have mained a role before. It's actually written in the contract. So for Sword, of course, being the mid laner for TSM Academy, role swapping to support, as all supports in the 100 Thieves camp are role swaps. Seems to be working out damn well for them. Sword flexing some of those hands there. Now we'll see if Sniper can flex his.
Using that solid miss to try to get away. He even has the needlework, but this is the thing. Riftmaker on Gwen, the power spike that you get with this. You are nigh unkillable.
Oh my. Well, I gotta say, I didn't see that play. Sniper did. He just steps up in the trundle.
You should pay him more attention.
Thank you, Mad Magical. I will try my best to do that moving forward.
You're welcome.
We'll see if TBA can pay attention to the Sword on the rotation. They cut him off. We'll take a play for themselves. But man, Sniper, he was funneling a lot of resources early with Fnatic, giving him some TLC on the top side. Even with him going down on the answer from Kitsuo, it was still Sniper coming out on top of that matchup. And individually, he's using that to get a bigger lead for himself and the team up top, really crushing this matchup against GP.
This was the featured matchup we had at the beginning of the day. Looking at the two and how they play, but now Kitsuo finds Darkwings, the Petrifying Gaze with the Cyclone. That's also going to be the Cannon Barrage. Almost trading back Darkwings, he will fall. Just the last tick of the Cannon Barrage as Robbie Bob fights against Fnatic. No ult. Robbie Bob has got this one. Even if you heal up, it is always Silas who wins the duel.
And Porsche from downtown able to equalize the play off the back of Robbie Bob. And I love how they focus down Darkwings. Cassiopeia, the machine gun damage. If you take that off the board, it's a winning angle for the side of TBA. That's exactly what they did as the collegiate mid-jungle duo that won the whole damn thing. They sync up with a little bit of help from the top side, and they find another play that goes in their favor.
And when we think of that UST roster, we always think about how Kitsuo and Robbie Bob played together. This mid-jungle duo was one of the strongest we saw in the entire tournament. They just rotated perfectly with one another. Their communication seemed unparalleled from all other teams in Collegiate.
Take a second look as Kitsuo. That pillar on Darkwings and sidestepping the first two, I think, was really big. As again, just helps buy a little bit more time to make sure that Darkwings falls. Oh man, that Cannon Barrage just barely got the Cassio. Smart turn though from Kitsuo. Once Cassio goes down, it's a free win for Robbie Bob. Fnatic makes it closer than it should be because Divine Thunder Wukong is disgusting. But, you know, Silas is enough to make sure that he goes down.
That's always the difficult thing with Silas. Kind of like with Gwen. You think you're going to kill him, and then suddenly they heal up for full. You're like, oh, wait, okay. what do we do for that? We got to get some Grievous wounds on our side if we really want to make this work, or we could just look for a play here in the mid lane. They've got the hostile takeover stolen away, but they haven't used it just yet. Petrifying Gaze not actually getting the stun, just the slow. Robbie Bobby using that stolen ult just to disengage.
Couple big ults used before the Dragon. Notably, Hijack's down. Canterbarrage still down as well. The 100 Thieves next. They don't care about the Dragon. They want to attack Porch again.
They want to make sure they're keeping this gangplank from getting out of control.
They just get the tower.
Falls so easily. What's happening on the other side of the map? Because we know Porch is going to die here in the top lane of Fnatic. But they have TBA, the answer play across the map, looking for Sword. He goes gold. No, he's stolen away by Fate's call. So TBA might not get the kill, but they could topple his turret.
The 100 Thieves, they're the ones trading up, and they're the ones that have tempo at the moment. They're ahead on the play. They already took the top outer turret. It's just the top bot inner, or outer, I should say, falling now for TBA. They can turn to the Dragon. Fnatic's already on the Rift Herald, and it's gold into Sniper. Some of that, really, I think 100 Thieves next. Funneling early, we'll see if their youngest player, I think the most exciting prospect on this roster, potentially in all of Amateur, can step up, carry this game, make sure it's a 2-0 for 100 Thieves next.
I mean, there's so much that we can talk about with Sniper and how much praise he's gotten throughout his short career. Very young, talented player. I mean, what was he? Got a Challenger, I think, when he was 12 years old. Just to think about that, and he's only 15 now. That was 3 years ago where he was able to make that stamp. And so far, he's been dominating, but now bot lane Lance. That was a ton of damage just put on top of Lance immediately. There goes the tidal wave as well, but Lance is already safe. Darkwings is on the other side. But look at where Robbie Bob is.
Oh, that's deep.
But Robbie Bob
Here comes Sniper.
Sniper is there as well. There's no TBA out of TT Force either. They turn for Sniper. They've got the damage. Can they burst him down? No, you can't. It's Gwen, baby. Gwen's immune and diving into the back line to take you all out. Even with the bailout on top of her. Looks for a little bit more. Getting the damage coming in from Darkwings, but they got one going golden. Should still be the death. No, the spear did not connect. So 2 will fall in total for TBA.
But I love the angle from Sniper, and to me, this is what makes Sniper the top prospect. It's not the fact that he's 15. It's not the fact that he hit rank 1 in the ladder. It's the fact that he does those things and then can see these plays in a competitive game. This TP from Sniper is fantastic. It takes all the tempo away from TBA. They're the ones that are still trying to make plays on the bot side of the map because they knew that Rift Herald was just taken. They're trying to punish Lens. It totally turns things on the side of 100X. And now 100X, they've overstayed as Robbie Bob's trying to do the same thing to them.
Fnatic is there, and it's just Robbie Bob. He's looking to see if he can cut off the retreat. Sword's over the wall to be able to spot out where Robbie Bob is. And there's another TP coming in. That's going to be TC Porsche in this fight now. And they've got Fnatic with the pillar. They're looking for Lens, though. Barrel chain will shut down Lens. And then Sword, the next casualty, gifted over to Robbie Bob while Fnatic's getting chased down by Kidjo. But he's fighting the damnedest. He gets one back with them, but it's 3 traded for only 1.
Things getting bloody, or Amateur teams getting a little bit greedy there on the bot side.
This is what I signed up for when I said I was going to E-sub today. It's amateur facing amateur. It is chaotic fights all over the place.
That's true. Mad Magical winning blood, iconic duo. Maybe top 5 in the world. Who knows? But yeah, this play coming out from TBA. I mean, it's the same thing the 100 Thieves next just did to them. It's TPs, they're overextended on this push. The play's over. Sticking around for that turret, they drop tempo. They don't respect the TPs. Both TPs used by the soul laners of Team Pending, and they get a huge win off the back.
Love that barrel chain from Porsche too. Lens is like, if I back up here, I'll be fine. I can jump over the wall. Porsche's like, nah, you have no idea I'm here.
And Porsche desperately needed that gold too, because this new GP on 12-14, it's scaling, right? You scale with crit. You need to get to the later stages of the game where you can, start pumping out the damage. You're not a lane bully into a late game carry anymore. You are just the late game carry. Porsche was bullied early, but that's a big shutdown that just went over to him. And look at that gold. Wow. He's ahead of the Gwen now. He picked up those kills. That was a big mistake from 100 Thieves next. It's going to make this game a lot harder to finish because Gangplank destroys this team comp from 100 Thieves next. I mean, Wukong, Cassio, Callisto, all vulnerable to the range, the barrels of GP. So, going to make things a lot harder now for 100 Thieves next. That was a big mistake. Great punish from Team Pending.
But they're getting that tier 1 in mid lane. 400 Thieves next does open up the jungle just slightly of TBA and does give them a bit more control back. But like you said, and like we said at the very beginning of this draft, this is more of a scaling identity for TBA. And they're getting those items built up for their team. They're looking strong.
Yeah, next one we're going to look out for is that mandate on Kim Down. Still doesn't quite have it yet, but that's really going to enable Masu to step up, someone that when I was talking with Porsche, talking about his new teammates, had great things to say about both Kim Down and Masu, but specifically for Masu said, Masu in particular, I think, has a great shot at going pro. He's impressed me the most. Again, 17-year-old marksman, first split, playing in PG.
Didn't they also scout him from solo queue as well? It was like, they saw this guy, they're like, wow, his mechanics are insane. Let's try to see if we can flex queue with him.
Yeah, he's been great. I mean, both him and Nens in their first split, but especially Masu, you know, from just a ragtag band of collegiate players plus a couple friends playing under a TBA, a smiley face, finding Masu and a player of this caliber, very impressive from these guys. And Masu has really had a great debut split in PG Plus ecosystem. So see if he can pick it up, as once he gets that mandate on the Nami, Lucian's going to be very powerful. And you can utilize the mandate plus culling to really keep Cassiopeia at bay and chunk out the fights and end 100 Thieves' chances to contest these objectives before the fights even start. So definitely going to keep our eyes on Masu for this one.
Less than 30 seconds, 20 seconds till that dragon spawns, and they try to engage in the backline, but that was a lot of damage put on Sword. The double cyclone, and it's all snipers damage that really rips apart TBA, with everyone else running away because they cannot fight against 100 Thieves next, and with a Cassiopeia on their side, they can peel for whatever objective they want to, or even just look for more kills.
Yeah, TBA were already bleeding into the river, trying to set up for a river fight, and Fnatic sees it, instantly goes onto the split members of TBA, and just like that, 100 Thieves next. This was what they wanted to see, the improvement they wanted after their loss from EGA. Play as a team, take smart fights. What a smart fight from 100 next. They just took a 2v5 and a 5v5 setup.
I mean, Sniper's damage also with the Gnashing Tooth in his inventory on top of having Riftmaker. The extra power point that you have with Riftmaker where you actually get that Omnivore.
And again, look at the split. They see Robbie Bob and Kindown away from the team. Fnatic instantly goes. There is no second guessing out 100 next. Everyone's in on this play. And again, the only people that interact with 100 next, it's the two members that go down. It's just a culling from Masu, but most of it's eaten by the wave, eaten by the Gwen immune. That's TBA. Not quite being prepped for the fight. 100 Thieves next, beating them to the punch and really punishing Team Pender.
No flashes on the two that got caught out as well. TBA was no chance to even try to save them. Like you said, there's two split up, and this is giving control back over to 100 Thieves next. Even if it's only a slight gold lead that they have at the moment. But right now, they do have some semblance. Having taken down that tier 1 turret before, they're starting to push back the vision.
And it looks like we have a third item, Stone Plate, potentially coming in here for Darkwings. Something that we have seen more of on the Cassio, on the rise. As, again, tankiness on these champions, able to step up, it's big. But Robbie Bob is actually spotted doing the blue buff.
He's got TB, though.
Yeah, so Baron was pulled, but a blue trinket was used, and I think 100 Thieves next, yeah, they're off. They just want to fix mid-wave.
So we didn't get to talk about this much, but one of the things I like about 100 Thieves' next composition is how fast they take neutral objectives. With Lens on Kalista and Cassiopeia for Darkwing. If ever TBA makes the slightest mistake and just don't have something warded, or they think that there's not a potential for the Baron to be taken, it will be gone in an instant.
Also, Sniper has TP. He's playing on the opposite side of the map. Going for the Nashers build, I must say, after the Gwen changes, I like the full AP build better, but Nashers is better for splitting in a side lane. That's where Sniper can still dominate this GP matchup. And it will stretch out the map and enable 100 Thieves next to maybe have more looks to try and start up that Baron.
They are getting a little bit of ebb and flow around it, not just from Nami, but from the wards themselves. Both teams trying to gain control, especially for TBA. They can't relent any pressure around it, because like I said, it will be gone in an instant if they even forget about it for maybe 5-10 seconds at most.
And as long as Sniper is spotting Robbie Bob in that side lane, that just increases the odds that 100 Thieves next can't start it, as they're going to take that crap for themselves. One smite is burned by Fnatic, doesn't have another quite yet, but it is full prio in all three lanes for 100 next. Really like how they're using the power of their solo laners in sides in between objectives, and that's a very respectful and cautious ultimate being used by Lens.
I actually understand it, Pillar. Pretty good placement to make sure that it was difficult for Sword to escape with his life.
Yeah.
Need to save him.
He might have watched Winnie's Trundle. Knows the power of that. Oh, boy.
Ooh, this is why Sniper on this Gwen is brutal.
Nice
There's
side
so much that Sniper, even though he doesn't get the kill, he wins. He gets the turret on top of it while his team goes on the Baron. That little bit of respite that we were talking about, not being on the objective. It's given enough time, but there's a lot of damage on the backline. Calling on to Dark Wings. Do they chase this down? They've got Kitsuo trying to chase down on to the Snake, and with that damage, bailout will barely be enough. They're going to all survive. Where's Len's going to be able to take down Porsche? That's Fnatic into the back line, but Fnatic with his own cycle does die to Matsu, and with the barrels connecting, TP behind,
Sniper.
That's going to be Sniper. You got to do something, Matsu. You're stuck. You're locked in the pit. There's no way out. Flashes over the wall, getting a little bit of damage with the help of a bubble on a Sniper. But TBA from Robbie Bob, they're all still here. Lens went over the wall. There's going to be the cannons. No, the barrels did not connect, but it's Robbie Bob on to Sniper. Lens, he's bailed out. No, he's not. They've taken him down. At TBA, it's a frantic fight, but they stop Baron.
It's a crazy skirmish, and somehow TBA come out on top. As a couple interesting things. Matsu, he was actually burning autos on the Baron to try and get that dash back up. He failed it and had the flash over the wall. But I think the big turning point was Porsche, how he utilized the barrels in this fight. He found a couple chunks that I think not many other Gangplanks would find. I mean, first off, that's a reasonable one on the Darklings, but he lands another one over the wall as Sword is so low. They're forced to retreat. Hitswill thinks he can turn. Some great mechanics with Fnatic on the back half. We can't even get the replay like a Sniper. He's not done in the side lane. With Dragon spawning soon, he's flipped the power of this map, so he has no more TP, but he's chilling on the top side.
He's got a Zonius as well. He is
oh boy,
impossible for them to kill, with no grievous wounds to cut through him either. They'll just be perfectly fine while Fnatic does fight a little bit against Kitsuo. Maybe the better end.
He gets the ult.
Yeah, getting the ult, the subjugate out of Kitsuo.
They gotta start it now.
Still left open. They have to start it, but Sniper's on the other side. Notice by Porsche. Here comes the cannon barrage, but Porsche taking way too much damage. He'll die to Dark Wings, and Fnatic behind. The flash inside clone from Fnatic. He's got the bailout on top of him. He will fall, but the team will clean up on top of it. They've got everything they need. They can chase down TBA, and they don't want to lose a single game unless Robbie Bob can be a hero. Robbie Bob, this is all on you. But Sniper's got so much damage. It's hard. The rest of the team is not following you up, and so they die as well with you. Where's the Rend? They've got the damage, but could not get on top of him. Lens looking to hunt down Matsu, but the bot lane will be the only surviving factor of TBA.
Team Pending are throwing the kitchen sink at 100 Thieves Next as they have their season on the line. But 100 Next, they're answering as Sniper has been so massive in this game. He was the one that was funneled early. He was the one granted the lead, the focus from Fnatic, and he's cashing it out as the damage he is dealing in these fights. Game-changing for 100 Next.
And if we take a look at this fight, it starts off, just look at that difference in levels from Porsche and Sniper, and then realize how fast Porsche dies.
But look at the damage on these snips, the ultimate cast from Sniper so much. He has the Nashor's build. Imagine that's a death cap in his hands. As, I gotta say, the ult from Sword barely clips Robbie Bob. That causes Kitsuo to fall on the back half. Honestly, really clever from Robbie Bob. Robbie Bob, him going in here, I think actually saves Matsu and Kim down, is able to at least trade out one. So well played by Robbie Bob, finding that optimistic look, trading out 1-for-1. If not, they just get chased down as a team and probably drop all three. So well played from Robbie Bob, trading out 1-for-1. I think that was really good for them there, but still 100 Thieves Next. It's all Sniper. The angles that he has taken and the items that he has under his belt, this Gwen is dealing so much damage.
Oh, man. He's feeling confident.
Stack AP.
He's already level 17 as well, fighting against Control. He's 5 levels up on you. You do not fight Sniper here. That's going to be a tidal wave. That at least disengage the hostile takeover. Fnatic again in the backline, but who follows him up? Nobody gets him. It's going to be the second of it from Lens on the other side with Robbie Bob looking to chase down Darkwing, but they can't. They don't have enough damage just yet. 1-for-1 trade at TBA. They'll take that.
And you can see these barrels from Porsche. I mean, he's level 15. Late game Gangplank is still the same champ, if not stronger, with the scaling on his passive now, too. I mean, Porsche is there. Porsche is dealing a lot of damage with these barrels. So this game, it's 100 Thieves' favor. I think the fact they have 2 Mountain Dragons really helps them, but it's close. And TBA, it's really got to be on Porsche, and we have to keep our eyes on these barrels. If Sniper is able to continuously get them, then 100 Thieves Next, they can keep on chasing Sniper, chasing Fnatic in these engages, but they're going a little bit too deep, and it's really hard to get through all the zone control that Nami, Trundle, Gangplank bring to the table for Team Pending.
But The thing is, the gold is not as desperate as it would look on the surface. It's only 4,000 here at 30 minutes into the game that separates these two teams. You have about 2,000 that separates Sniper and Porsche, which is your big factor. But
Robbie Baba's TP. I think they're just looking to pull Robbie Baba TP.
I think so too. You got a lot of damage, and the thing is, with Cassiopeia, with Ballista, you can't just let this go easily. That's going to be the TP burn. No, it's not. Just the recall. They've got so much damage.
It's too late.
They can't steal his away. It's secured by Team
no flash gets
100 Thieves next. But now, they've got the dive in the backline. They can try to see if they can at least disengage or get something off of it. Maybe get all of the members to lose that Baron buff. But the damage onto Robbie Bob is insane, and he's going to die in Dark Wings. It's everything for 100 Thieves. They've corralled them. They tried to chase the TBA in the final desperation to survive the proving grounds will fall to the might that is the #1 seed from amateur 100 Thieves next.
And all it took was Trundle having no flash and TBA overextending once into 100x to get wiped 5-0 again. And that fight for TBA, again, this game's pretty dire, but them walking into really a mountain terrain, they were totally split along the blue buff wall. There was no chance for them to actually fight on fair footing, and you cannot give 100 Thieves next a team fight angle like that, because they will team fight you to death. Exactly what happened to this game. It was a great effort from Team Pending, but 100 Thieves next will be moving on in this tournament.
2-0, not dropping a single game all year. To TBA, 100 Thieves next, as you had called out, Cubby, will be moving on in the proving ground. Well, our condolences out to Team Pending, the second team that will fall here in the lower bracket.
Yeah, I want to celebrate 100 Thieves next, because I think some of the things that I talked with Darkwings about early, again, said, hey, we feel like we were playing too aggressive. Let's temper that. Let's play to our win cons. I think the Team Pending forced a few too aggressive plays on 100 Thieves next. Definitely a few mistakes over extensions, but still, the fights that they were taking were on their terms and were sound. And Sniper, being funnel gold, this 15-year-old, he is mentally such a solid, consistent player, and the way that he plays out fights, that's really what makes him an exciting prospect. This game, I think, was textbook as to why people were so excited about Sniper, because when he got the lead, what he's able to do with that is supreme. And taking down Porsche's GP is not an easy task, even when it's nerfed. So really well done by Sniper on 100 Thieves next. They can take this 2-0 and really run with it as they try and run the lower bracket.
Well, that's going to be the attempt for them, but we're going to toss a break. When we come back, we'll have an interview with the victorious 100 Thieves next with our host, Rish. Make sure you stay tuned.
Welcome back, homies. I do got my main man Darkwings with me. Yo, what's going on with you, man? How you feeling? Bill, I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for asking. I remember last time I interviewed you. You're the only one who asked, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Okay. All right. So you know what? I'm gonna ask some boring stuff to try to get into it, and then we'll just go along the way. By the way, just so we start things off, and so people get to know you a little bit more. Who do you identify with most in Naruto?
Probably Sasuke, because my brother, he's like pretty similar in age to Itachi with the age difference. So I like to think I'm Sasuke and he's Itachi.
Okay. So do you want to fight your brother?
No, I don't want to kill him.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so if you're Sasuke, then who's Naruto, you think?
I don't know. I've never really thought about that.
Okay.
It's you.
All right, it's me. Let's go, I'm Naruto. I always wanted this. Thank you. Okay. All right, but past that though, I do want to talk a little bit more about your accomplishments overall. You guys have been making a fantastic run through a PG, especially being an amateur team as well. So I was talking to a fan yesterday, and I know he's been just singing like your praises and just the entire team and how you've grown. Did you know that I think you're one of the only, if not the only players to get through and make it this far into PG on 4 different teams, I believe, which is nuts, by the way. Are you aware of that? Isn't that sick?
Yeah, I mean, I think Cubby messaged me about that earlier, so
yeah,
I just kind of realized, yeah.
Okay, now the question I'll pose to you is, looking across those 4 splits, was there a specific one that you find that you really grew as a person, or is there something that you've taken from each different experience and now you're just skyrocketing? Or is there a lot more for you to grow on, you think?
I think in all my splits, I've definitely like grew a lot as a player and kind of identified a lot of weaknesses I've had. Like I'm not perfect yet, but definitely each split I've tried to accomplish one thing so far.
Okay. And have you been able to accomplish that one thing this split?
I wouldn't say fully. Split's not done yet, so I think
Okay.
by the end of the split, maybe.
Okay. You know what? You're right. Split's not done yet. Work's not done yet either. So that is 100% true. Now going back a bit to the more of the important stuff. We were talking a bit about the classroom with the elite, and I know you was watching too. Like it's a banger, absolute banger show. Do you think that you are as smart as the MC out there? If not, that who you think is that big brain, or is it just you? Just say it's you.
He's too smart. He's actually too smart.
He's too smart, bro. You don't think you're that smart? Come on, come on, give yourself some more credit, man. You're a big brain guy, right?
Yeah. I'll just say I'm a big brain guy. Yeah.
All right, that's what I wanted to hear. That's it. Go ahead and give yourself more credit too. And one thing I also did yet again want to try to get out of you. I know I asked this before. You've said one of your favorite anime is also Stein Gates as well. Could I please hear a tuturu from you? Please. That's all I want.
Do.
Woo! That was beautiful. That's real good, man.
Thank you.
By the way, did you like her in Steins Gate? Hey, did you like her in Steins Gate? I'll be honest, I got kind of annoyed at her, like in the beginning, but she did grow on me though.
Yeah. I mean, she wasn't like the main focus for me, but I enjoyed just having her in the plot.
Okay. You know what? Maybe I had my focuses elsewhere. I couldn't care about the time travel stuff. For her, all that mattered to me was that every single time she came up and did the doo-doo-doo, I was like, okay, my world is not complete, and I can move on with the rest of my day. And now I'll make sure to save that clip of definitely hearing her and then hearing you again. But to focusing on back to maybe you as a player too, considering you guys are not going forward to, face another academy team as well, do you find that with your growth as a player and even just your team, the gap between academy and amateur, maybe specifically for you, has lessened quite a bit?
Yeah, definitely think it's lessened. Also, looking at all the other amateur teams, it's looking pretty spicy this time around.
You're right. It's looking pretty spicy indeed. One could even say the spice that the spice being used is turmeric more often than not. But I did want to go forward and also, if you wanted to give any shout outs as well to anybody out there for stuff that's been going on throughout the split.
Just shout out to my brother and
Itachi,
his girlfriend, who are just here supporting me all the time.
All right. Big shout out to your bro, and we appreciate you, of course, coming on and talk to us, Dark Wings. Your work so far has been phenomenal, and what we've been seeing at 100x truly astounds every single day. Good luck in the rest of your matches.
Thank you.
Okay, now since he do you think I could get a tuturum from each one of you? No,
I can't do it. I've never seen the anime. I'm not an anime enjoyer. I'm currently going through Better Call Saul and Westworld. That is the every once in a while when I get an hour to myself and I've wrapped up all my VODs. That's what I get to do. So that's fun. There it is. Yeah.
Thank you, Alex. That's all I wanted. Beautiful. You know what? I get it. But hey, boys, we had a pretty solid 2-0 day in front of us.
Yeah.
I think one definitely more expected, one a little bit less expected.
Gotta say, checking my watch, it's a pretty quick day today as AoE versus GGA. If you missed that series and you're surprised about the result and how fast we're done, please go check it out. It was another big upset for one of our amateur teams. They crushed GGA. And again, my hearts really go out to GGA. That roster just was dealt a tough hand in service to LCS, and also for Team Pending. I think it's a really talented core of collegiate players. I was really impressed with how Masu played throughout the amateur split. Their season's over. There are no more amateur tournaments left for Proving Grounds until 2023. So definitely send a lot of support to the players that got knocked out today, and put in so much time, effort to really bring their best throughout this entire season, as it's been a pleasure to watch all these teams and players compete, and hope we get to see most of them for 2023 as well.
1,000% correct, right? We did mention at the top of the show today too that this was it. And unfortunately, the season ends for one academy team and one average team today. And as Cubby already mentioned, we do wish them the absolute best of luck, because these players play their hearts out every single day, the entire season, especially on the amateur side too. We talked about before on how they can't lose every single day, but all the prep they put in, the time aside from school, work, whatever they have, just to make sure they can still compete at the top level they do and get all the improvement grounds, is truly something astounding. And I do hope the absolute best for themselves. And hopefully the scouts are watching, they can see a bit more.
It's a 4-month break. It sucks. I know that some of our collegiate players will be back in action sooner than later. But yeah, real bummer. So hopefully we see them grinding out champs queue, solo queue, and still sticking it out for 2023. I'm really excited to see quite a few of those faces back.
Well, see, I think despite, you look at TBA, they didn't pick up a win in Proving Grounds. They're all very talented players. I think that, honestly, that
they won CELO.
They won CELO. Well, not all of them. Yeah, not all of them, but most of them. And so I look at this team, and I'm like, yeah, just keep trying, keep pushing yourself, and I think you can get up to the stage of Academy one day, or even further.
Indeed. I truly believe that, with the many talented players we have, it's hard to get everybody a shot, but hopefully people are able to see just how deep the talent pool goes. But as with these players and teams are now gone, we do have an updated bracket to look and see what we have next. CLG Academy will be facing off against AoE, and Heart of Thieves next are going up against Immortals Progressive. So another Academy on amateur matchup, potential knockouts between the two. And tomorrow, we will have Taco versus Heart of Thieves Academy, and Cincinnati Fear versus TSM Academy. So more amateur on Academy action coming.
And I gotta say, both series exciting. Our number 2 seed going up against Taco Gaming, who won the last CQ and beat 100 Thieves next in that 5-game best of 5 to do so. Now they have to take on Bowser after beating Bowser Jr. And then on the bot side, Cincinnati Fear, they actually played good early games in the C9. C9 did draft scaling comps against them and beat them in the end, but there were winning angles for Fear in that game. I think it's safe to say that TSM Academy is weaker competition for them. That could actually be a very close best of 3 tomorrow, and I'm really hoping that Fear shows up on the day and keeps on strutting the stuff that Amateur has shown so far in this tournament, as they've been doing much better in summer compared to spring.
Second seed, curse.
Exactly that.
Second seed, curse. Second seed, curse. Second seed, curse.
Stop it.
Second seed, curse.
Whoa.
Stop it.
Second seed, curse.
I need my
somebody...
EGA versus 100A. We just need the 2 teams that just play based on hands. I need that best of 3. We need to see who has better hands. Yeah.
Second seed, curse.
Exactly. Because we know it's not me. These hands doing nothing besides pressing Q, and that's it.
Second seed, curse.
It's not happening, Magic. I'll tell you.
Second seed, curse.
Look, Heart of Thieves Academy, they're gonna make that deep lower bracket run again, maybe. They did it last split, like Cubby said, so it's a possibility. I want to see the 100 versus TLA matchup again.
Second seed, curse.
Mainly for my bracket. I want some retribution. I believe Magical has run out of words to say, and he's stuck on repeat. So while we refresh his batteries, I want to thank you all for watching. Cubby, appreciate you being by my side. And Magical, thank you yet again for subbing in.
Yes.
And remember, homies, give Destrux all your love, as he absolutely powered through the entire first day. And appreciate everybody on the back end as well for making us look good. Remember, we're back here tomorrow, same time, same place, for some more Proving Grounds action, some you don't want to miss. Until then, I've been Ravish, your Ravish, most Ravish man on the internet. Y'all have a good night.
Second seed, curse.